Because I'm just trying to understand what understanding you have of Islam.
You have to give your life to Allah, right?
Yeah? Give your life to Allah. What does that mean?
Like you have to pray 5 times a day. You have to cover your head, cover your arms.
Okay. Now, it's like covering up the dress code, yeah? Example of, yeah? There's levels, there's stages. The fundamental, you're saying praying 5 times a day. There's something that comes even before that, which is the belief in Allah. Once you have the belief in Allah, you notice that, look, you're inclined to do these things. You want to connect with Allah 5 times a day. You want to follow the dress legislated by God. Yeah? So now, water and support and facilitate this connection with God. Yeah. So, do you believe in God?
I don't know.
So now that is an important question. So let's look if there's. So you're not sure right now, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for honesty, right?
Of course.
The way I address that statement is by asking, where did the universe come from?
I don't answer that question. I'm sorry.
Yeah?
I don't know the answer.
Do you not? Because right now, interaction, I can see that you got a good head on. You spend time learning, educating yourself. You've probably gone quite far in the education system, but you're laughing.
She has no agreeing. I'm totally agreeing. Yeah.
But you haven't invested in thinking to yourself like, what created this? Where did this come from? What's my purpose in life?
Yeah.
Is there a purpose in life? Where am I gonna go?
Yeah, you tell me that all the
Of course,
time.
yeah.
I try and ask her the exact thing you ask her, why I'm missing you. And she's like, oh, because it's a chance to think about that. And I'm like, where do you think you guys come from? She's like, I don't know. Like, it doesn't bother me yet. Like,
Yeah. I don't. I think.
you know how some people think too deep into it. Like, I get it, they don't, but
No, because I'm getting mixed messages from you. One minute it's like there's too much commitment, fully give your life. Next minute it's like, wait, you're not even sure if God exists. So, like, you need to be a bit more like, I don't mean in a rude way, I mean in the sense that the way my brain works, the way I comprehend our conversation. So I would say that, look, the universe, all the leading scientists agree that the universe came into existence. Would you agree with that? Do you think it's finite or infinite? Finite means it's not going to last forever, it's created, and infinite means that it's going to last forever.
No, I don't think it's gonna last forever.
Yeah? So then that implies it's finite, it was created. Yeah? And everything that's created was put into creation.
Has a creator.
Has a creator. Has a beginning. Yeah? Has a cause. So I'm saying that cause is Allah. It's something that's all-knowing, all-powerful.
Yeah.
Because it didn't just put a entity, just put the entire universe and the cosmos and the systems in place. So when I ask you what created the universe, where did the universe come from? Like Allah in the Quran says that, look, did you create yourself? You didn't create yourself, then there's a creator. Does that make sense?
Yeah, of course.
So then Allah gives a 4-line, not then after, but the Quran continues in chapter 112, where it gives a 4-line definition of God. Yeah? Which is Allah is uniquely one. Yeah? He's self-sustaining, eternal. Yeah? So Allah is not in need of anything. Yeah? Allah is independent, not dependent on anything. I'll make this as a point because we're going to get back to it. Yeah? He does not have offspring, nor was he born. So Allah by definition is uncreated. Yeah? And there's nothing comparable to God. Right now, can you give me an example of something coming from nothing?
Nothing. I don't know.
looking around.
Yeah, I'm looking around. I don't know.
You can't, because there isn't an example of something coming from nothing. It's more rational to believe in a creator than not to believe in a creator. I had this many times I speak to arrogant atheists, and they're like, I can calculate to, like, there's a professor of mechanics. I spoke to him for 3 minutes. I can calculate to the very moment. Yeah, are you studying quantum mechanics, by the way?
Oh, no.
Okay, now because I'm seeing you
Oh,
outside.
no. We're just smiling at each other.
Stop being happy, okay? It's not happy time, this is okay. Professor of quantum mechanics, and he's like really arrogant and pompous, and he's like, oh, my hypothesis, and I don't have faith, trust in this, and blah. I calculated the very moment the Big Bang happened. But that's fine. What caused the Big Bang? Give me an example of something coming from nothing. My man had this hat and he walked away. Because it was finished, you've got nothing to say.
That's a good point, yeah.
Yeah, from nothing comes nothing. He's waffling, black hole, atom. I'm like, where did the atom come from?
Yeah.
Where's the matter, the black hole come from?
Yeah.
And then he went blank on his face. I'm like, then don't chat breeze to me. You chat from arrogance, and you think like you're going to confuse me with your arguing from authority. No, you're not. Yeah. So now, are you more inclined to believe in a creator than not to believe in a creator? Is there a creator? Now, after this conversation, based on what I've said.
Man, I don't know. Like, for me, I feel like I'm only going to believe it when it's proven to me.
What proof do you need?
That Allah exists.
How?
What do you mean how?
What's your criteria?
Find a way to give you proof.
I'm going to give you proof.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Allah by definition is perfect. Yeah. And if Allah reveals a scripture, the scripture is going to be perfect. Have you ever read a book which is perfect?
I've read books I think are perfect, yeah.
You've read a perfect book. I want to read this book. What's it called?
It was a book that I read in high school.
And it was perfect. What was perfect about it?
The storyline was perfect. The character adaptation.
She's doing English lit.
No.
Yes. Now. Okay. Now, the Quran has prophecies. Gets it right. Yeah, they come true. It talks about subjects, gets it right. For example, science, gets it right. Talks about history, gets it right. There's no mathematical errors. Yeah. The linguistic miracles. Yeah. The preservation. Yeah, it's been perfectly preserved, which I'm going to touch upon. So the message is perfect in regards to a complete way of life. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, that book is perfect.
Yeah.
Hence, it must be from God. It's perfectly preserved. The Prophet Muhammad, who the Quran was revealed to, spoke Arabic. The Quran is in Arabic. In a museum, in a university in Birmingham, we have a carbon-dated Quran in the lifetime of the Prophet Muhammad, which is the same book that we've got over 2 million Muslims who have memorized it, word for word, letter for letter, dot for dot. So I can make the claim that, with in writing in a museum in Turkey and a university in Cairo, but that's secondary. Primary is an oral tradition. So from God to the angel Gabriel to the Prophet Muhammad to his disciples and so on and so forth. How do you feel about this book? Do you not feel like it's miraculous? Do you not feel like I want to read this book? Do you not feel like I say Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah? Well, how do you feel about what I've said so far?
You know, I agree with everything you're saying
What
so far.
questions do you have as well?
I don't have any questions so far. I just want to hear more.
Yeah, thank you.
Talking.
Yeah, I love the sound of my voice. I can continue this.
That's great then.
I've got time, you got time.
Yeah,
Bismillah, let's
exactly.
do this. Yeah? All right. So,
sorry, I have one question. Where is this going?
Sam Dawa, Dawa to the soul, unite upon the heart.
Do you know any of it?
Yes. You can firstly
All on YouTube, basically.
all on YouTube, some Facebook, some other places.
Yeah, no, that's fine, yeah.
We're flexible, and that's happened. Yes, Message Foundation, scan it.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. So, for me, my evidence and the evidence that God exists is this book, Quran. And it has been proven 100% correct. The other 20% is ambiguous. So you can't prove it neither right or wrong. So it talks about heaven. You're not gonna, I can't tangibly prove to you heaven exists.
Yeah.
yeah, using science, because science is limited by space, by time, by something that's tangible, yeah. Physically, I have to be able to test it. Angels, I can't grab an angel and start doing experiments and prove it to you. Yeah? But it's a logical inference that if 80% that can be tested and proved is correct, then the ambiguous parts must be when it's talking about heaven and hell.
When you put it like that, it makes you think, why are there Christians then? Why are there like other religions?
You're the reason. Because we don't have time.
Yeah.
Right now, if you, I don't know, it's rude to ask your age, but however, to whatever age you got to, you've never been bothered to pick up the holy book. I'm not saying reject, I'm saying, look, go through the religious scriptures. You'll realize the Quran stands out. The Bible doesn't make a claim it's from God. It doesn't make a claim it's been perfectly preserved. If anyone read the Quran, it will blow their mind. But we don't have time. Why? Because we're living in a consumer-driven world.
Yeah.
They get us in a rat race to earn money. When you go to work, you'll be like, oh my gosh, we can't talk about politics. We can't talk about religion. We can't talk about death. Why not? It causes conflict. Fam, Manchester United fan and an Arsenal fan, I've seen them get into a big argument. But I can't talk about religion in a respectful way.
Yeah.
No, they're brainwashing us. You know what I mean? Because continue this rat race, pay the taxes, don't challenge the status quo, spend money on being driven, but then, let's check. Does it make sense? Islam, the third is that you give 2.5 annual wealth. Eradicate poverty. You've never learned it, you've learned history, but you never learned about Islam. We eradicate 1500 years ago, a man in the desert, a unlettered man, the Prophet Muhammad, said, the best amongst you is the one who's the best to his wife. The Christian church was debating if women, if you can inherit women. The philosophers were debating, the Christian churches were debating, do women have souls? And the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, is saying, inherit, they have rights, treat them kindly. You know what I mean? A man came to the Prophet Muhammad and said, look, okay. Feel free to come here, inshallah. Get my camera, bro. Move it, Habibi, we just find the camera, Habibi. A man came to the Prophet, peace be upon him, and said, look, who deserves my companionship? Your mother. Who next? Your mother. Who next? Your mother. Who next? Your father. You don't hear about this. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
In the Prophet Muhammad he said, then a black man. Arab is not talking about it as an Arab saying it to other Arabs who are very nationalistic. And he's saying this, he's giving women's rights. The only thing that differentiates you is you can't see my taqwa. I'm not wearing my taqwa.
Yeah.
Does it make sense? What shoes I'm wearing, what phone I'm carrying. These status symbols, no. In Islam, we don't care.
Yeah.
In Islam, what matters is in your heart. And that's why I said, you're talking about covering up. Covering up isn't even one of the pillars. Yeah? Devoting your life. I'm like, devote after you perform, after you know the one you're devoting your life is worth devoting your life to.
Yeah.
Then you're going to want to.
Of course, yeah.
The sister before she became Muslim, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And massive dress code change, or she was always wearing covered head to toe. Like, I don't want you to expose, but I'm saying there's a difference in the way she's dressing, her behavior. And why is there a difference? Because she's born and brought up in the West. Yeah? And she's chosen to leave the Western dress code and follow the dress code legislated by God. Now, I'm not saying you necessarily need to follow her example. You do your own private personal journey. I'm saying more importantly is get that connection with God. get that obedience with God. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
And how do you feel about what's said?
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with everything you said. Has definitely made sense. I really broke it down. I was very easy to understand everything that you were saying. Like, everything that you were saying basically makes sense.
It's not my first day.
Yeah.
That's good. All right. So, okay. Do you have any questions for me?
Anything that I can't answer. I think all the things you say, oh yeah, like I have to ask. I can't answer them.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
Yeah.
No, not even that. Think about it like this. Rely on your thinking. Like, look, by the end of this conversation, my intention is I want you to leave as a Muslim, someone who's guaranteed, someone who's going to enter paradise. And I'm going to ask you, sister, what's stopping you from becoming a Muslim? What is stopping you from becoming a Muslim? Because you believe in God. You've seen your immediate close who grab you by the elbow and have a positive change. Right now, the one that created the universe, should we not obey that creator? Or should we obey our manager? Obey, like what? Where should we give our main priority? Like, it's good to maintain this kind of routine of going to work, listening to your school teacher. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
When your professor says you need to hand in your assignment on this day on this time, you do it.
Yeah.
You've done your all-nighters, you know the energy drinks.
Yeah.
Yeah? And you're binging on it just to get the assignment done. Why? Because the professor said so. But then the one who's created you and given you all these blessings. Just a few moments ago, I was speaking to an atheist and I was saying that, look, like she was giving a lot of emphasis to money. I said that, look, okay, I'm going to give you £5 million. All I want is 2 of your eyes. She said no. I said to her, look, you give me the amount you want for your eyes. She goes, no, it's priceless.
Yeah.
How much do you have which is priceless? Your ability to blink, your ability to breathe. I was crying like a baby a few months ago. I was ill. One of my nostrils wasn't working, it was blocked. And I was like, oh my gosh, I feel unwell and all this kind of stuff. And these are things we take for granted.
Yep.
I know one brother, he was doing his bicycle and cut the tip of his finger off. Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Do you know how much his life's changed? It's like, it's just weird.
Of
Gripping
course.
stuff and stuff like that. It's important.
He's not used to
Allah's
it, yeah.
designed us in a perfect way. Does it make sense? Look at the thumb. If we didn't have a thumb, how would our life be different? Yeah? Don't judge my dry hands, yeah? Let's not go there. So I'm saying all these blessings God has given you, but yet you're not willing to submit to the Creator. God's giving you the signs, the Quran, yet you're not willing to make a bit of time to read it. Does that make sense? Because that guidance in the Quran is good. Yeah? Follow it, bring it into your life. More importantly, the belief. I'm going to make a few statements and you tell me if you disagree with me.
Yeah, okay.
I'm getting jealous. Less cameras are facing me, but let's not go there, yeah? Right now, God is one. Say it loudly, say it proudly.
Oh, you want me to repeat after
No,
you?
I'm saying, do you affirm it? Do you agree?
Oh, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, God is one. God deserves to be worshipped.
Yeah, I agree.
Think about it. No, there's no pressure. Because if you're like, I'm not sure, I'll convince you.
Okay, I agree with you, yeah.
Yeah? God deserves to be obeyed.
I agree.
Yeah? God created us for a reason.
Yeah, I agree.
God would communicate that reason to us.
I don't agree.
Okay, thank you. Okay. So God created us purposelessly. No, create us you said God created us with a purpose. Oh, you're not sure?
I agree to an extent.
Okay, yeah.
Because I feel like not everyone can find their... What if you don't find your purpose in life?
Okay. This is a Western notion. Yeah? Your purpose in life, what if you don't find it? Like, what if you don't find it? I'm giving you your purpose in life. You're not accepting it. Your purpose in life is to worship the Creator alone. And through that submission to God, you're going to get happiness. If you live your life the way you want to live, you're not going to be happy. You're going to have short-term happiness.
Fair enough.
I met one brother, he had tattoos, and he's telling me about he used to bartend in Spain and how happy his life was. A'udhu billah, my apologies, like he was sleeping around X, Y, and Z, right? I go, all right. If you're so happy, why are you in this country? He goes, then there was drugs and this, that. So I go, don't lie to me, my bro. I wasn't born yesterday. Yeah, you're talking to me like that hedonistic lifestyle made you happy. It gave you short-term happiness and you left it. Sleeping around with different women, getting drunk, drinking alcohol and taking drugs, it didn't make you happy. That's why you left that lifestyle. So I'm saying, who knows you better than you know yourself? The Creator. And if in the Quran, there's nothing which is good for you which is forbidden.
Wait, sorry, say that again?
There's nothing which is good for you which is forbidden. There's nothing which is good for you which Allah said you can't do it. Everything which is forbidden for you, it makes sense, there's a good reason for it. For long-term happiness. For long-term happiness, we follow the Creator. Now, Allah is all-knowing, all-powerful, created us for a reason, told us what that reason is through prophets and messengers. Men chosen amongst men to articulate and express the guidance from God. Once they die, and these men are the Prophet Muhammad, the Prophet Jesus, the Prophet Moses, the Prophet Abraham, Adam, Noah, David, and all the prophets in between. Yeah, they came with a perfect guidance. Once they die and the guidance changes or gets corrupted, yeah, the message lives on through a perfect book, which I'm claiming is the Quran. A lot of Muslims, we talk about the Prophet Muhammad and we put a lot of emphasis there because there's no more prophets to come. He's the seal of the prophets and it's complete now. Jesus, you was brought up in a Christian family?
No, I was brought up with no religion.
No religion, alright. From the little you may know about Jesus Christ, he never got married. He never done business transactions. He can't tell you how to treat your wife, how to raise your children, how to conquer lands, how to lead an army. Yeah, Islam goes from how to lead a state, how to treat your spouse, how to raise your children, how to cut your nails, how to wash yourself in the bathroom. Like, oh no, I always emphasize this. Like, I'm proud to say it. My religion is complete to the point that I know how to be cleansy.
Yeah, that's so good. Yeah.
Does it make sense?
That's great.
And I'm saying, Subhanallah, God, Allah Almighty has actually legislated and articulated to us how to clean ourselves. Because He's not going to just leave us to it, because Allah wants good for us. God wants good for us. I keep using the word Allah. What does Allah mean? Allah means the one worthy of worship. Allah is the Arabic term where you can't put an S to make it gender, goddess. No. You can't add an S to make it prove gods, Allahs. Allah is singular and He's separate from His creation. He's different. He's not comparable to His creation. We worship the Creator, not the creation. I made a video and I made a mistake, so I'm going to emphasize. We worship the Creator, not the creation. So now, I was talking about the prophets and revelation. God created us, but God not articulate to us how to live, what to do, what not to do. And I'm saying God articulated that through the Prophet Muhammad. His life has been preserved. His statements have been preserved in hadiths. Yeah, we have a science behind how we preserved and authenticated. The individual heard, was he trustworthy? Was he there? Is he honest? Does he have a good memory? And so on and so forth. So I have these different criteria and be able to preserve how to live, what to do, what not to do. So now, going back to my question, would you think that God would communicate to us how to live now that I've articulated what I said?
Yeah.
Because with all due respect, all the major religions agree upon this point. Jesus came with this guidance, Moses came with this guidance, prophets come.
No, not yet.
No, maybe somewhere else. Soon. I like what the sister said, not yet. Yeah, no pressure. I'm only joking, but
Yeah, of course.
whatever you're ready for, does
Yeah.
that make sense? And I'm confident that we'll see what the conversation
Of
takes
course,
us.
yeah.
Because sometimes my jokes and like I don't want to like pressure you
No,
unnecessarily.
Yeah, don't worry. I by the way, I have a question for you whenever you're.
Let me just finish. Are you going to remember the question?
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Of course, I will remember. Don't worry.
in fact, ask.
No, okay, it's whatever. I was gonna say, would you say that it's better to die a really bad Muslim than to die not a Muslim at all?
The question is a very good question, and the fact of the matter is, as a believer who's testified that there's only one God that's worthy of worship, right? That will get you the keys to paradise. That means, as a Muslim, sooner or later you enter paradise. Yeah, because that belief is somewhere in your heart. Yeah, and that belief is what enters you into paradise. Now, imagine you've done a lot of wrong things. Then at least you're gonna enter paradise. There's still gonna be like punishment or judgment where God is gonna decide. God could choose to forgive you without punishment, or you might have to. You've wronged people, and then there's gonna be like things that are going through judgment and so on and so forth. Now, imagine there's someone who doesn't believe in Islam, yeah, and they're really good. Like they give charity and they do this and they do that. I mean, are they really good though? Because if you're going and disobeying the one who created you, then how do you know what good is? You're like, you're
I'm just thinking about what you said. Don't worry.
yeah. No, you're gonna say, nah, I'm a good person.
No,
Say it.
I'm not. I'm a good person.
But-
I'm not the right person, but I wouldn't say I'm a great person. No.
Now, how do we know how to be good? Because the thing is, it's societal. Like, different societies have a different concept. It's subjective. Yeah. I'm saying the objective judge, the decider, is Allah. Yeah. So, I would argue we can't be good. We can't. We don't deserve paradise if we don't have that foundation to build on, that we believe and we worship Allah. Because that belief in Allah, worshipping Allah, submission to Allah, following Allah, obeying Allah, that makes us good people. Yeah? Did I answer your question?
Yeah, you did definitely.
Yeah. What was your question? Just remind me.
My question was: would you say it's better to die a really bad Muslim than to die not being a Muslim at all?
Like the worst
Yeah.
non-believer, then that was like the worst non-believer
Yeah.
or the.
Because I put a spin on it, and yeah, the fact of the matter is,
Okay, so actually, and it did. So perfect.
the simple answer is yes, because as the worst believer, you're still guaranteed paradise. And it's not me saying it, it's revealed to the man chosen by God through the scripture revealed by God. How do you feel about my answer?
Yeah, no, your answer makes perfect sense. Yeah, no.
Yeah? So, based on that, because we all the fundamentals, yeah, you've agreed with everything that you need to be a person of paradise. Yeah. So now I'm going to ask you again, sister. What's stopping you from leaving this conversation as someone who submits to the Creator? Now, I'm going to interrupt you. Yeah. It's difficult. All your family are not Muslims. You're going to be ostracized. They're going to see it as strange. But the reality of it is, your loyalty should be to the one who created you. Right now, innately, you believe in a creator. Innately, it's natural. Because you ask a small child, like, where did this all come from? They're going to say God.
Yeah.
Oh, they're not going to say multiple gods. Brother Yusuf. Sorry, come through. Yeah? No, it's cool, it's cool. Okay. I forgot the point I was
You
going to
said
make.
you were asking a little child if they believe in God. They're not going to say multiple gods. They're just
Yeah.
going to say,
Does that make sense? So this is natural. When you go to parts of the world where it's like they're not even wearing clothes, they're just covering themselves basically, and they're very not with civilization,
Yeah.
but they still believe in a creator. On a sinking ship, I used to use the example of planes, but I don't use plane examples no more.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. In a sinking ship, people still on a sinking ship, there's no atheists. As soon as the sinking ship, they're gonna start believing in God. They're gonna start praying to God. Oh God, get me out of this situation. Oh God, help me. I think atheism is just not natural. So I'm just asking you to testify to something which is innate, which is natural. Because the sister said, she didn't say she became Muslim, she said she reverted. As in she came back to Islam, because we're all born upon Islam, which is fitrah, which is there's one God. The God deserves to be worshipped.
Yeah.
Yeah? Not multiple gods. Our natural inclination to be good, does it make sense? If I threw something in your face, you're going to cover your face. This is natural. This is fitrah. Yeah? So I'm saying to yourself that, look, what's embracing that natural truth that you know to be true? Don't worship the creation, worship the creator. Because right now, you don't realize it, but you're, are you still in education? Are you working?
No, not in education.
Yeah. If you're worshipping something, it's either
Your boss at work.
your boyfriend, money, education, whatever. Because it's like I'm saying no. Don't be a slave to that. Don't be a slave to your desire.
Yeah.
Does it make sense? People become anorexic and go on these fab diets and stuff like that. Why? Because they're slaves to their appearance and how people perceive them.
Yeah.
And I'm saying, look, don't be a slave to the creation. Be slave to the creator.
Yeah.
So my sister, what's stopping you from becoming a Muslim?
Okay. Give me a second, okay?
Yeah. You can do 50-50 or phone a friend or ask a friend. I'm winding you up. Just Shadi, all jokes aside, take a moment. Uxul, think about it. You haven't disagreed with anything I've said. If you permit me, can I go through the 5 pillars with you?
If you want to, yeah, sure, go for it.
Yeah? There's an extra charge. Everything up to this point was free. 5 pillars is going to cost you money.
To go.
So now, the first pillar of Islam is Shahada, the belief in Allah. Yeah? There's only one God, and Allah sent the Prophet Muhammad, who we affirm him because the Quran came through him. The Quran is perfect, then we believe, put our trust in the one the Quran was revealed to, the Prophet Muhammad. We've got his biography, everything makes sense. So believe in Allah. Yeah? And believe in the message of the Prophet Muhammad 5 times a day. Yeah? Now again, it's a personal journey. Yeah? I'm robbing a bank. Calm down, my friend. I'm talking. Someone's going to rob a bank. When are they going to rob a bank? They want to commit a major sin. When are they going to commit a major sin? You wake up in the afternoon, you pray. Yeah? In the night, you pray. Before you go to sleep, you pray. I don't get a chance. When am I going to organize my great heist in between my salahs? Yeah? And imagine I do fall into sin and I do rob the bank. I've got another few more chances to repent and ask God for forgiveness. Do you know what I mean? So praying 5 times a day. I've had people become Muslim as soon as I get to the second pillar. Like, I want that connection with God. Do you know what I mean? I go, calm down. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But people want that. Look, going to the church once a week is not enough. Yeah? Now it's up to you how much time you spend praying. It doesn't take up a long period of your time.
Oh yeah, no, I've seen her pray many times.
Yeah? So now you've got giving zakat, where we eradicate poverty. It's 2.5% of your wealth that you haven't spent in 1 calendar year. You've deducted your living expenses. Whatever remains, you give 2.5% of it, and we've eradicated poverty. 2.5%, that's 1/40th of your wealth. But you haven't spent in 1 calendar year. You can have no more poor people. We was reinvesting it in other elements in Islam, do you know what I mean? because there was no more poor people. Who can say what society poverty?
They can't.
Everyone's like, oh my gosh, if God exists, why are there poor people? I go, there's poor people because humans don't you're not implementing the law of God. Does it make sense? Even I think there was a article done in regards to the richest man in the world.
Bill-
Tesla. Elon Musk.
Oh,
If he gave 2.5% of his wealth,
oh, goodbye.
yeah, no, the world, I forgot, somewhere in the UN or something, they were saying how the World Watch or whatever, saying that, look, if he gave 2.3% of his wealth, he'd not more poor people around the world.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
Does it make sense? 2% of the richest people in the world, the top 1% of the richest people have the combined wealth of the world.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
1%.
Literally.
That's how disproportionate is that?
I know.
Yeah. The GDP of the 50 poorest countries and this, that, but it's just because we've become very selfish and self-absorbed and we're not following the commandments of God, rich is getting richer and the poor is getting poorer. Zakat is a tax for the rich to give to the poor. How do I know if you're eligible to give zakat? If you can't receive it, you give it. We eradicate poverty. Then it's fasting, the month of Ramadan. If you're not too young, if you're not too old, if you're not ill, if you're not traveling, if you're not on your period. That's how easy Allah's made it. Then fast 30 days. Now science is showing how beneficial it is. I fast because God said so. And now science is saying that it is an amazing detox of the body. It kills cancerous cells. We look into it, it's a miraculous. Fasting continuously for 30 days is miraculous. It's very good for the health. Yeah? And the last one is Hajj. It's a holy pilgrimage following the example of going to the Kaaba, which was built by the Prophet Abraham, and do the pilgrimage. If you can afford it. If you're not too old. If you're not too young. Islam is based on these 5 pillars. Do you disagree with any of them?
Nope.
She was gonna punch you, are you sure? She's gonna laugh. Body slam
I
you.
agree with. I literally agree with everything that you're saying.
Yeah? Anything scare you?
No.
Yeah?
It's scary. No.
At any point did I say you have to cover your arm?
No. You did not.
Yeah? The 5 pillars, yeah? This is the fundamentals. If you agree with the fundamentals, you're not going to disagree with anything else. You know what a pillar is, right? This is what keeps it up. This is the 5 pillars of Islam. You learned it in secondary school or primary school. Yeah? So, knowing the 5 pillars, which inshallah you're going to bring into your life once you become Muslim, what's stopping you now from guaranteeing yourself, by the permission of Allah, paradise? Bringing in a complete way of life which is going to make you happy long term, which once you bring into your life, once you're practicing it, once you understand it and start implementing it into your life, and you're confident and you've built on that knowledge, you can spread it to your friends and family. Do you not want paradise for your friends and family? I say to people, as soon as you become Muslim, right, you're challenged to make 5 people around you Muslim by the permission of Allah, and you can do it.
I've done one so far.
MashaAllah,
Kiana.
tabarakallah.
Oh, Kiana. Okay.
Does it make sense? Easy peasy. Why? Because there are at least you've got 5 people who would be susceptible to what you're coming with. Do you know what I mean? And you don't need to invite your family. Let them see how beneficial it is to you. Let them see how it's changed you. Let them see how it's actually uplifted their rights over you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know a lot of reavers, like, I don't want to be nice to my parents. They annoy me. But because Islam says so, I'm going to do it. And their parents respond to the message because they're like, wait, my son never behaved like this before. My daughter never behaved like this before. Islam is making this rowdy child into someone actually remotely like palatable. Yeah? So sister, what's stopping you from leaving this conversation
No, I
was
do
accused
believe in
about
this
it.
conversation. I do. I do definitely.
Don't believe in
say-
this conversation. Believe in Allah. Because the fact of the matter is, look, you get hit by lightning. Yeah, you get hit by lightning, struck by lightning. Yeah, and you die. Where are you gonna go? What's gonna happen?
I'm gonna go in the ground. I'm not gonna know. I'm gonna be dead. Yeah, I'm not gonna know. I'm gonna be dead.
Yeah. Do you have a soul?
I have a soul. Yeah.
Yeah. Who created the soul?
Allah, apparently.
No, apparently, clearly. Does it make sense? If you believe in a soul, that's nothing tangible. I can't prove to you you have a soul.
Yeah.
But you believe in a soul. And I'm saying the one who created that soul you believe in, yeah, is gonna judge that soul. And that soul does not die. Now that soul is either gonna go heaven or hell. Now one of the criteria for you to go to heaven, that soul to go to heaven, is belief in Allah and follow the commandments. Now you're like, yes, I see the finishing line. In fact, brother, you've convinced me the finishing line exists. Yeah. In fact, you're very close to the finishing line, but you haven't crossed it. Yeah. And then that reason that you haven't crossed it, it's not based on logical reason. Because I'm challenging you, welcoming you to question me. You don't have any questions. Do you have any questions?
No.
Ask. And there's no such thing as a silly question.
I don't have any questions. Like, my mind's actually gone blank.
Yeah. Take a moment. I'm gonna give you a moment.
Down the road, I have so many things to say, but then suddenly when I'm here, it's just like everything just goes out of my head.
Because the fact of the matter is, by the permission of Allah, yeah, Allah wants you to have this conversation with me.
Of course,
Yeah.
you believe that everything's meant to happen for a reason.
Oh, and faith.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, fate, destiny.
yeah.
That's one of the articles of faith in Islam. It's the belief in Allah.
I do believe that, by the way. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fate. We call it the decree. Good and bad is from Allah. Yeah, belief in angels, belief in the prophets, belief in the. So I said belief in Allah and belief in Judgment Day. Yeah, so this is all decreed by Allah. Yeah, the sister grabbed you by your elbow. Yeah, but she couldn't drag you against your will. So you wanted, there's a part of you, at a certain point, I can guarantee you, you're like, oh, Allah, not Allah, but you was looking for guidance. You wanted this conversation.
Oh yeah, of course.
How do I know? I'm a mind reader.
Oh, I do. I did want this conversation.
I don't, no, this conversation, as in, you want that connection with God, you're looking for purpose. And qadr of Allah, by the permission of Allah, I'm here in Stratford, and we're having this conversation, and everything I'm saying, you agree to it. So I'm asking you now, what's stopping you from leaving this conversation as someone who submits their will to God?
say how it is. Say like, go on.
I don't know. It seems like such a big commitment for me personally.
What's the commitment? Tell me. You're gonna leave. Let me tell you what's gonna happen. You're gonna leave this conversation as a Muslim. Yeah. Then you're gonna read some Quran. Yeah. You're gonna try your best. Yeah? Then you're gonna think to yourself, Shati, Muslims pray 5 times a day. So you might decide to wash yourself head to toe. Yeah. Then you're gonna try your best to pray. You don't know how to pray. Sister's gonna show you. Yeah. Then you're gonna pray and you're gonna oh my gosh, what have I been missing out on? Because prayer is the food for the soul. Yeah. And then oh my gosh, when's the next time I'm gonna do it? I'm looking forward to it. Yeah. And then you're gonna look into it more. And then you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, if this makes sense to me, I agree to this. Oh, this is why, because you know the Quran, it's got a very list of things which are forbidden. The Quran says everything which is forbidden. Everything else is permissible. Does it make sense? To me, that's very beautiful. Allah could have revealed a book saying all of these things is permissible. It would have been a very big book. I just said, look, avoid this. This is haram. Yeah. For example, don't eat dead meat. If you saw a cow, don't eat it if it's just dead. Don't eat something that's been killed in someone else's name, in the name of another Lord, another creator. Yeah. But then thereafter in Surah chapter 5, Surah Maida, it goes through what's forbidden in regards to what we can't eat. Everything else is permissible. Islam is easy. Yeah, don't drink alcohol. Yeah, okay, you fall in, you slip up, you drink. Because I don't like saying what you can't do.
Yeah.
You can drink alcohol but still be a Muslim, knowing that it's wrong. But then you got orange juice and you got milkshake and you got strawberry juice and this, that, whatever, yeah? Like, why are you going to do something that's going to kill your liver, that causes domestic violence and car accidents, so on and so forth? I've known non-Muslims who are passionate, they don't drink. Does that make sense? Leads to like all these kind of sexual crimes and X, Y, and Z and so on and so forth, do you know what I mean? Because when you're intoxicated and you have this lowered inhibitions, then it leads to other issues, do you know what I mean? So I'm saying Allah knows what's good for you. Yeah? So it's like, it's easy. Stay away from what's forbidden, everything else is permissible, life is good. So, my dear sister, yeah?
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep asking you this question. We got all night, yeah? You said you're not in a rush. What's stopping you from leaving this conversation as someone who's a Muslim?
Oh no, I just. Did you say earlier that everyone's purpose in life is to become a Muslim?
Everyone's purpose in life is Allah created mankind and jinkind. Jinkind is another creation that's unseen, purely to worship Him. That's our purpose in life. Yeah. Now you're thinking about, I always want to be a doctor. You can worship Allah and be a doctor.
Yeah.
Does it make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Now, can you be a doctor who sells people's kidneys and... No, you can't. Because Islam it makes these things forbidden. Does that make sense? So it gives you guidance. So right now, that is our purpose in life. And then what else should we do? Then I mean, it comes with a complete way of life. So, and I'm saying that guidance is what we need. Like everything you buy comes with an instruction manual. God created us and gave us, bad analogy, the instruction manual, which is the Quran. Perfectly preserved. Perfect guidance. No mistakes in it. So sister, what's stopping you from leaving this conversation as someone who submits their will to God?
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
What made you want to become a Muslim?
Because it's the truth. It's all around me. How can I not? Like, how can I say no? Because it was quick. I became Muslim quick.
Oh, yeah. It was quick, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's like when you see in the Quran, it makes the argument, right? When you look at the creation, it makes you believe. Does that make sense? So just look at how Allah made the camels. Camels are like quite miraculous, like the way they're designed, like how they're able to retain the water and walk on. And you think to yourself like, wait, how are we gonna say this is random? This is accidental?
Even like what I was saying, how like parrots talk and like, we all have different fingertips. Like how? Like subhanAllah, like how?
You know, the sisters talk about fingertips, yeah? The disbelievers came to the Prophet ﷺ and said, look, once we're dead and we've gone, our bones have turned into dust, how is God going to bring us back to life? Allah revealed verse of the Quran which says that we'll bring you back to life down to the tips of your fingers. 1400 years ago. We don't know what that means. What's the relevance? Down to the tips of the fingers. Okay, nice. Now we know every single human being, their fingertips is different. The Quran isn't a book of science. It's a book of science. There's science there for the believers.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? So take a reflector, you know what I mean? When the Quran is talking about the embryo, yeah, and it describes it and calls it alaka, yeah. it's miraculous. Like alaka has got 3 different meanings. Yeah, all 3 of the meanings is applicable and correct. So now, something blood clot, something that clings. Yeah, and my brain is going blank. Alaka, yeah. The third one, leech-like. Now, when you look at a embryo under a microscope, it looks like a leech. Yeah. So now that we've discovered using microscope how it looks, wow, wait, that verse is a meaning to it, a profound meaning to it. And then it's like, wait, when the Quran talks about the embryo, right order, we just found this out recently. But then even a baby, what does it do? It's like a leech. At a low level understanding, it's like, wait, it's taking the resource of the mother.
Yeah.
So as our knowledge expands, the understanding gets deeper. And even the embryo, like initially, like a bug has claimed as well on the, I don't want to go into the science.
Yeah.
Yeah. So one example of how the Quran talks about science, because Allah is the creator of everything. Allah knows, created science, created everything. Allah is the master of it. Does that make sense? I've had these conversations with doctors, and I'm talking about Professor Keith Moore and how leading embryological expert, and he goes, well, no, you can't be a doctor without knowing him. He goes, yeah, I'm a doctor, and yeah, I had to study him. I go, yes, exactly. And he was like saying, it's not possible for anyone to know this. He's a leading embryological expert without 1400 years ago, when there's no when there was no microscope, the Quran must be from God. Does that make sense? So I'm asking you again.
It seems like everyone just has like this, not like everyone just has that feeling. Like you obviously had that feeling with Islam, like you felt like this is it, like this is for me. But I don't have that feeling. But I agree with everything that you're saying though. Like, everything you're saying to me makes sense in my head.
How do you know everyone's got that feeling? Right now, the fact that you're not walking away. Would you like to drink some baby blood?
Some baby? No, thank you.
Why not? Just drink
That's
it, try
disgusting. No, thank you.
So you know you don't want that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm offering you Islam, but you're not rejecting it. You're not saying no to it.
I'm happy to learn more about it. That's why I'm here.
Yeah. No. But the fact of the matter is, it's like, what is your expectation? Like, what do you the fact that you don't disagree with it, you want it. You know what you don't want. You didn't want the baby blood. Did you have to think about it? Take a moment.
Yeah, no, I'm good, thank you.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm good. Thanks,
Yeah,
though.
we've got some just by the
Oh, no, I'm okay, thank you. Don't worry.
Yeah, fresh.
Oh, no, I'm good.
Freshly squeezed.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Yeah. So you don't have a adversity towards it. You don't not want it. And I've had situations where, because you said there's a lot of commitment. You're burdening yourself. You're making it out to be something difficult, and I'm saying no, it's something easy. It's something that's useful, that's beneficial. So once you do it, like I've had plenty of people on road when we chatted to become Muslim. Yeah, through a random conversation. Even today, you know how many people became Muslim today?
Wow, really?
How many? I'm asking you a question.
6?
No, more than that. I would say
10?
football match today. So
Oh gosh, yeah.
and lots of matches.
I can't answer the question. It's actually 6.
Really? I was gonna
Yeah.
say like 20.
Yeah, there's only a few of us.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Six people today.
Yeah.
Practically every single weekend, someone becomes Muslim.
That's great.
We're here every Saturdays.
Yeah.
So, and these are we've directly had. Yeah. They woke up something and they left the conversation and someone who submits to God. Yeah. So I'm asking you, sister, what's stopping you from leaving this conversation as someone who submits to God?
Because I feel like if I was actually supposed to be a Muslim, like, I would feel like I would have a feeling toward. I would be feeling like I want to do it. You know, I wouldn't just be like, oh, well, it's whatever. Like, I'm quite happy as I am. You know.
Okay. Do you want to connect with God? Do you feel like if you continued living your life the way you're living now, yeah, and we started off, yeah, I don't disbelieve you. I think you believe you're happy.
Yeah.
But I'm like, you can be more happy. You haven't tasted the sweetness of happiness. You haven't tasted the sweetness of Iman, which is like the faith in God. Does it make sense? Until you pray, yeah, do that salah, and trust me, it's gonna change your life. And I'm saying to you that you're expecting. It's not about that feeling. It's about testifying what you believe. I didn't say, sister, do you feel like being a Muslim? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't say, do you feel like I'm saying, testify to what you believe. By the permission of Allah, I've kind of, I forgot what it's called, like, you know, when you're searching for gold, I've kind of found what, I sifted through and found that gold, that iman, that belief that was already there, that's got covered up by different things. I was saying, now that I've sifted through and we found your true belief, which was always innately there, just testify to it. Then at least you can enter paradise. Yeah. Do you challenge what I'm saying? You don't have to agree with me. If there's nothing to challenge, then shut your mouth and take the challenge. I'm joking.
No, what was I going to say? Oh gosh. I don't know. It seems like everyone whoever I know that's become Muslim, they all just feel so passionate about it, you know. But for me, I don't feel passionate about it enough to want to become a Muslim.
Shall I tell you why? With all due respect, because you're not learning enough. You haven't looked into it enough. But I'm saying that journey started now. The reason I'm going to put a bit of pressure on you to become Muslim now is I can't guarantee the next 5 seconds. And if you die without being a Muslim, then you're not entering paradise.
Yeah.
So I'm saying that passion's going to come once you read the Seerah. That passion's going to come when you read the Quran. Yeah? So, and you're like, some people want to do it the other way around. I'm like, look, at least if you leave the conversation as a Muslim, you're motivated. Now there's pressure on you. I'm a Muslim. I need to like look into it further.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm guaranteeing you, look, all the journey your friends have been through, that passion came. Different people have different motivations. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I like to consider my journey to Islam is based on logic and rationale. Some people it's spirituality. Some people it's the guidance. Some people it's just innate. It just makes sense to them. But you're different. What's your individual thing? You're like, no. I want to be like this sister. This sister was like singing and dancing about it, and then she became Muslim. Yeah. And the other one, like she was so ecstatic about it. No, you might be doing it just because you don't want to go hellfire. Because it makes sense. Because it's right. Does it make sense?
Yeah,
why are you superimposing their motivation? Like, no, I need to have a similar motivation. You're not different people. You're an individual. Yeah. I was gonna make a reference to like skin color, but let's not take it there.
Okay.
Yeah. Stuff like I'm just joking. We're all different, right?
Yeah.
So your motivation could be different. So if you haven't disagreed with it, what you got to lose? Complete way of life, hellfire. Which one should I do? Paradise or hellfire? Obedience to the one who's created me, who sent evidence through a perfect book, yeah? Or living a subjective life to whatever I think is right. You know, in China, they have stillborn babies.
Stillborn babies?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You go into a restaurant and have a stillborn baby.
Wait, what? What?
Cannibalism, yeah.
What do you mean? Like they eat them? Huh?
Wait, babies.
Stillborn babies.
What?
So they're babies. They're real babies.
Little fingers.
Huh? Wait,
Google it.
What?
What?
It's a specialism. It's a specialist dish in restaurants. You literally go in there.
Specialist dish, get out of here.
Yeah.
What?
But why? What's wrong with it?
That's disgusting. Why would they
Why?
do that?
Different societies have different moral codes. Does it make sense? I can say that's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I can say that's haram. Allah said so.
Mm-hmm.
We can't commit what's the word? Cannibalism. So but you can't. You don't have a system. You can't say that's disgusting. It's disgusting now. When you go to China and you live there, it's like, no, it's fine, it's normal. Does that make sense? In China, there's manga cartoons that depicts violence towards children and child pornography, and just pornography. But it's like, it's okay, it's just a cartoon. I'm like, no, it's haram. It's forbidden.
Yeah.
Because Allah said so. It doesn't matter if it's a cartoon. Do you know what I mean? Do it the right way. So I'm asking you, sister. Yeah? What's stopping you from leaving this conversation as someone who's got the keys to paradise? You have the right belief. You don't disagree with the 5 pillars. You don't disagree with the Prophet Muhammad. Yeah. Do you believe he's a messenger sent by God?
Sorry?
Do you believe he's a messenger sent by God?
Who?
The Prophet Muhammad.
Yeah.
Sister, you're a Muslim. Shut your mouth. That's it. Khalas. Finished. Now go on. So you believe in the Creator. You believe in the Prophet Muhammad. You believe in the Quran. You believe in the lifestyle. You agree with the 5 pillars.
Mm-hmm.
What's stopping you from testifying to that in Arabic and then saying in English and being guaranteed paradise, as long as you die upon this belief? And then the actions come later, step by step, and you've got friends and family who will guide you.
I don't know, I like my life the way it is.
Okay, what do you like about it? What's Islam going to change? It's going to take out the haram.
Yeah, it's going to take out the haram and...
So what haram? I don't want you to expose your sins or anything like that. There's nothing that you're going to stop doing which is good for you. Yeah? And it's going to show you a way of doing it in a better way. Yeah? Yeah? Get all these transmitted diseases and so on and so forth. Or I can do it in wedlock. More responsibility for me, but long-term happiness.
When you revert, do all your previous sins get wiped away?
Wiped away clean.
Really? So you could I could murder someone and revert?
Ideally, yeah.
Damn.
But I would suggest murder, revert first, murder then do tawbah. Okay. Because then you don't know, struggle might go. No. The fact of the matter is, right? The fact of the matter is, when you commit a major sin, yeah, there's still that God consciousness, there's still that repentance, there's still that thing, that connection with God. And I think once you become Muslim or you have that connection with God, you're not going to want to commit murder and so on and so forth. So, yeah, so there's research shown, right, where you have men, maybe this isn't applicable for you because I'm not good with chatting to women, right? Mostly I chat to the man then, who have multiple partners throughout their life. And then they go home to the same woman. They're actually more fulfilled, more happier when they're going home to the same woman.
Of course, one good girl is worth 1,000 women.
Yeah. So now, but then most man them don't realize this. They don't know this. Does it make sense? Yeah. So they want to live a certain lifestyle, and then they realize that look, wait, that lifestyle that's legislated by God is actually making me more fulfilled, more happy. So I want to know, without being graphic, there might be young children watching at home. Yeah. What changes? What is it that's so good, that's so beneficial that you don't want to live? And you don't necessarily have to leave it right now, today. It's a journey, but long term, I suggest, it will make you happier. I know this one brother, he became Muslim. Yeah, he left his girlfriend. Yeah, and then he got chat to one of his mates who became Muslim. They end up getting married. They got kids. He's in Medina studying. Life is good.
That easy.
It's that easy, sister. It's that easy. Yeah, by the permission of Allah. Yeah. Yeah. I know one brother. He became Muslim, and he was doing like bare stuff haram that he didn't even know was haram. And then later on that, literally I hand out is through his dawah organization, Abdul Rahim Green. Yeah. And it's like, he was like 6 months, he's just living his life, and he didn't realize like we're meant to be a Muslim, but he's still a Muslim, because he just felt like there must be more to life than studying, getting a job, working, getting paid, dying, and getting your children into that habit, and the cycle continues. So I'm asking you, sister, what is it? And I'll give you a good reason why you should stop and how Islam will benefit you. And it's not about stopping right now. Again, I don't want to say that's haram, leave this, leave it. I'm saying, look, increase the good, connect with God, connect with Allah, read the perfect guidance, and then automatically you're going to shed these bad habits, which you may not necessarily perceive it to be bad habits.
Yeah.
So sister, what's stopping you from leaving this conversation as a Muslim?
It's too much for me to do right now, like right here, right now. I couldn't do it right now. I'd have to talk to my mom. I'd have to like research it more on my own. You know.
With the camera stuff. Alright. What's your mom gonna say that is gonna make you change your mind? If your mom said this is wrong, don't do it, are you gonna not be Muslim?
Oh no, of course not. Listen, no, I'm just gonna.
Then what's the point? Habibi, my love, little bro. Salam barakatuh. Yeah?
I want to hear what she has to say.
Yeah. So she can say what she's gonna say, and that's fine. Because the fact of the matter is, I'm not forcing you to say something you don't innately believe that's not in your heart.
Yeah.
So you're just affirming what you believe. Now, if she tells you to stop believing, if she tells you now to start worshipping a statue, are you going to do it? Why not?
What do you mean? Why am I gonna? What am I worshipping the statue for? What good is the statue gonna bring me?
There you go. So I'm not telling you you're an adult. I'm not telling you not to consult with your mom. But I'm saying testify to what you already believe. Now, if there's something that Islam teaches you, like I would say, like before you get married, yeah, consult your mom, your dad. Does it make sense? That's good to have that discussion with them, yeah. But when it comes to something which is natural, there's no difference of opinion. Does it make sense? Yeah. It's always good to do shura, get group consultation, discuss with people. But when there's something you innately believe in, yeah, it's like, yeah, is this man good for me or is this a toxic relationship? That's fine. Is there a God? Of course. Should we worship the Creator? Of course. Should we not worship the creation? Yeah, of course.
But what about people that are happy that aren't a Muslim? Are they fake happy then?
They are fake happy, yeah.
Damn. All these celebs, that's crazy.
Fam, let me tell you. Why are rich people committing suicide? Bare celebrities committing suicide. Rich people committing suicide. Why are rich people on antidepressants?
Damn, but I believe that money buys happiness.
Yeah? Then I want to shop where you shop. Show me the shop where it sells happiness. Yeah? The fact of the matter is, rich people testify to the fact that money doesn't buy you happiness. You know the statement you made is a poor person's statement. Yeah? Because when you don't have money, you think money is gonna buy me happiness. Yeah? When you don't have money, you think money is gonna buy me happiness. Once you have money and you've lived the life and you realize it's still a void in my heart, then you're gonna commit suicide. Because it's like, no, that's it. I've got nothing.
Yeah.
That's it. Does it make sense? I've done charity work. I've gone to people living in tents. I can hear them reciting Quran. I've come in donating food. They're like, oh wait, let me put my hijab on. I'm here to give them food. They're like, oh, join me. I've made food. They're offering me food. The fact of the matter is, you can't buy happiness. Yeah? Islam teaches you to be grateful for what you have. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
I fall down the stairs, I break my leg. Alhamdulillah, I didn't break my neck.
Yeah, you're still alive, you're still living.
Does it make sense?
Yeah.
So appreciating what you have. So I'm saying to you now, yeah, fake happy, people don't know what happiness is. You know, children abroad, they're working in sweatshops. Yeah, Nike, you know who you are. Nike shops, they're child labor. My man's walking around thinking, I'm a baller. I got a job. Yeah. I'm working 14 hours, getting paid 12p.
Yep.
Everyone's jealous of me. I'm a baller, working in dark conditions. He's happy. I'm saying take off the shackles of this life, come out of this cage created by society. Does it make sense? Women wearing high heels. Wagwan.
That's so uncomfortable.
Damaging your feet.
Yep.
Yeah?
inshallah.
See, inshallah. So,
I hope the sister become Muslim. I was waiting.
yeah, make dua, make that.
It's taking
Soon, let's see,
hours.
let's see.
Many people have accepted Islam after you. You know, you guys are still here.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Inshallah. Take care.
Yeah, do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, that's why these celebrities, and you've seen how many exposing like, oh, they're living on, what's it called? Fake accounts, and they're acting like they're happy, but they're actually going through depression. They're going through depression, and they're just portraying, and later on they're like, yeah, I had to do this for my followers.
Yeah.
And all. So it is fake happiness. Yeah. So people who are really happy are the ones who are submitting the will to the Creator. So I'm going to ask you again, sister. What's preventing you from submitting your will to the Creator? And by the way, ask questions, it's fine. If they need to go, they're going to go. I've got time to pray Maghrib. I can
sure?
run to the mosque. Yeah.
Okay.
So go on. There's no pressure. Don't worry about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just the fact that I know it's a lifelong commitment. Like it sounds, I feel like
That will make
it's
you
making
happy.
me sound lazy, but I'm not lazy. But I don't know.
No. Shati, don't. It's not loaded. It's fine. Yeah. The fact of the matter, it's a lifelong commitment for your happiness. Yeah. That's gonna make you happy. Yeah. So, if there's something in Islam that made you unhappy, you didn't want to do, then that's different. It's a lifelong commitment of a lifestyle which is complete, which is fulfilling you. Yeah. And again, you're going into the actions. At the moment, I want you to affirm the belief in the heart. Actions come later. No pressure. Little bit of pressure. No pressure. No, I'm joking. Because the fact of the matter is, why delay the good? If you disagreed with it and you're like, I don't want to become Muslim. I need to be convinced. Like I'm not. No. It's like I agree with it, but I want more time to think about it. Think about the stuff you already agree with. I want to speak to my mum back. Okay, that's fine. And even if she disagrees with me, it's right. I'm still going to do it. But I just want to discuss it with her. Like, it's not making a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And the reason I'm putting a little bit of pressure on you is because I can't guarantee what your state's going to be when you're crossing the road.
Of course not.
Yeah. So then at least it's about testifying to something you already believe. Then that passion will come through independent research. Yeah. If there's something fundamental you disagree with, I'm like, yeah, that's fine. Come look into this, do that, do this, that, and other.
I don't know. It's just like I agree with everything you're saying, but I don't feel like I want to become a Muslim. No offense.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah. But then you don't even disagree with the pillars, because you're talking about there has to be a feeling. I'm like, sometimes we do stuff where it's like for our long-term longevity and long-term happiness. Does that make sense? So I'm like, look, not every day is going to be a song and a dance.
Of course not. Yeah.
Yeah. But every day it's taking you to the end goal, where you're working towards something, reaching your purpose, which is paradise. Yeah. Now, God exists. There's too much design for there not to be a designer. Through a perfect scripture, it articulates that there's a certain do's and don'ts for us to enter paradise. And you're like, yeah. Because I'm like, you're happy now.
Mm-hmm.
How much more happy would you be if you follow the commandments by the one sent by the Lord of the world, the universe?
I don't know.
Wouldn't you say more happy? So, what's preventing you from starting the journey? Because you could leave the conversation saying that, yeah, everything he said makes sense. But then I'm saying that, like, do something about it. It's not like, oh my gosh, I want you to say the Shahada and go about it. No, I'm saying, say the Shahada, let it change your life. Say the Shahada, bring it into your life. Say the Shahada, get the keys to paradise, and then take proactive steps.
Wait, so if I say the Shahada here now, I'm Muslim.
Yes.
I don't have to go to a mosque like you did.
No,
Then how come you went to a mosque and did it?
because she wanted to.
Yeah, you just get it. Yeah, so yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah. You don't even need witnesses. yeah, even though we've got a few witnesses and cameras, yeah, the fact of the matter is, it's the testimony, it's the belief in the heart. You say in Arabic, which is, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. I bear witness that there is no deity worthy of worship except Allah, and I bear witness that the Prophet Muhammad is the servant and messenger sent by God. That testimony alone is sufficient. It's that sufficient belief, yeah, because the belief in the heart which you have. Now I need you to testify with the tongue and then implement it with actions of your limbs. Now, if you don't get a chance and get hit by the bus, that testimony of the tongue is sufficient for you to enter paradise. Because the belief in the heart is like, you've got the belief, but what's stopping you from saying it? And I'm trying to take these obstacles out of the way, and it seems like there's nothing. It's just procrastination. I've had people, wallahi, I've had people who like, yeah, that's fine, I'm going to become Muslim, I'm going to look into it. They come up, I've read the whole Quran. Muslim yet? Not yet. I've read Hadith, I've gone through all the different lives of the Prophet. I go, what's stopping you? They're like, I want to read more, study more. Study more what? And then they end up becoming Muslim. Because sometimes it's ourselves, we're procrastinating. We're delaying the khair, we're delaying the good.
Yeah.
Yeah? Because again, it's nothing foreign. Whatever you believe, testify to it, then implement Islam into your life on a day-to-day basis as much as you can. You're scared of it, but wallahi, look, it's on camera. Yeah, I'm going to prophesize now. Yeah, A'udhu Billah. Yeah. Once you say the Shahada, you're going to be so grateful to me.
I wouldn't be so grateful to you.
Yeah, you're going to be like, I'm so glad. And if it's not directly in the conversation, once you get home, you're going to message your sister, you're going to be like, I'm so glad. Just right now, just fear of the unknown. But again, no one's ever said the Shahada and regretted it. You know what I mean? I had a sister approach me today who's like, she wants to become Muslim. That's why I'm like, okay then. You know what I mean? And I go to, you can watch the video, it's going to be put up on our thing. There was two ladies took a Shahada. I go, why? She couldn't actually articulate why. Just because I want to become Muslim. Something she didn't give me an ontological and deep philosophical answer. Because I want to become Muslim. It just makes sense.
Yeah.
I said, why? It just makes sense. And with yourself, it doesn't need to be that reasoning. It could just be, I haven't disagreed with what you said. I want paradise. Just the fear of not going hellfire is a problematic problem. Yeah. So with the probability of Islam, like I want to be on the right side. So sister, what's stopping you from leaving this conversation as somebody who testifies to what they believe? Like the sister said, you don't have to, you chose to do it in the mosque. Yeah. If you do it now, you can do it again in the mosque. Look, I'm not pressuring you. I'm just curious. You haven't given me like a reason.
I know I haven't. I know. I'm trying to like.
Think, sister. Help her, man. Come on, help her out. Give her a reason. You know what I mean?
Got any ideas?
She's lost. She can't give you any reason why I'm not to become a Muslim.
I don't know how to explain it.
Explain what? Oh.
Yeah, I don't know.
Alright, do this. Say, A'udhu Billahi minash shaitanir rajim.
Huh?
I seek refuge from the shaitan. Because sometimes it's just satanic whispers.
Can you say a bit slower, please? So I can.
A'udhu Billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Minash shaitanir rajim.
Minash shaitanir rajim.
Yeah. Just say, look, Allah, guide me towards truth. Allah, like this whispers of the shaitan. Because the fact of the matter is, it's just satanic. What's preventing you? Yeah. Like, just take a moment, get that clarity of thought, because Islam, you're just delaying the goodness. You know what I mean? A complete way of life that's going to make you happy.
Damn.
Go on, think out, mention what you're thinking.
I feel like I'm gonna cry.
Why?
I don't know.
Oh, this is getting filmed. I'm getting in trouble. Like, why? I'm about to making you cry.
No, it's not you. Don't worry.
Apologies. I didn't realize how close to you I was standing.
Come this way.
Sister, no pressure. Go on. It's your decision. Yeah, I'm just giving you time. There's no rush. Like I said, these mans, they can stop recording and go. Once you get sick and tired of me, then I'll leave as well. Yeah.
I don't know what's stopping me from doing it. Like I just feel like I can't do it. I don't know what's stopping me. I wish I knew.
Yeah.
I wish I knew. I really don't know what else to say.
Yeah. Okay. That guy just dropped his phone.
Yep, and it broke.
Say Nokia.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna ask you the final time.
I don't have an answer for you. I'm really sorry. I wish I had an answer for you.
Would you like to leave this conversation as Muslim?
No.
Go do your research. You've got the sister there. I'm going to give you a number if you like.
Yeah.
She can get in touch with you. How are you feeling?
Has it
And by the way,
now?
huh? I don't know. It's fine.
Can you edit out this part?
Why? Yeah, they'll do whatever they want to do.
I
It's
want to
fine.
start talking in a minute. Okay, I'll wait till the camera's
No,
on.
say it.
No, I
Say
don't
it.
want to say it in front of the camera. I'll wait
Yeah.
till after. Oh no, it's nothing like this. No, talk about
Yeah, that's fine.
Do you want to ever be Muslim?
See, look, the number's already there because I've been giving it to plenty of other sisters.
Give 1 second, okay?
Yeah, you can look at it. It's not from private. It's a sister. She's a Reaver herself. 4 years before she became. 4 years.
Oh,
Wow.
she's calling.
She's calling.
4 years before.
She got married. She became Muslim.
Wow.
It's my missus. She doesn't like me talking about it. She's like, it must be like in private stuff.
Oh my gosh.
That was my daughter. Named after Abraham's wife, Sarah. Yeah.
What was she?
2 and a bit.
Oh.
Other biblical family. So my elder son is called Musa. Isa. And my younger son is called Musa. So I got Isa and Musa.
I love the name Isa. One name my son.
Yeah, go on. Sister was asking you a question.
Yeah,
sorry.
would you ever become Muslim? Would you? Because obviously you have it all.
Of course, yeah.
Would you want to, even if you ever want to?
I think she wants to, but the prevention is, correct me if I'm wrong, is should I become Muslim now? Because it's not
And
like
it's also
I don't want to be Muslim.
Everything. It's scary. It's
Yeah,
a new
of
journey.
course, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Do you want tissue?
Oh no, don't say that because then I'll start crying.
Cry. I want you to cry. Yeah.
Why? Thank you.
Because you're already going to cry. It's fine. Any final thoughts before I let you go? Why are you going to cry for?
I don't know.
Because Islam is something that makes you cry. Shoot. Islam. Islam in your heart. You're going to be crying. I'm going to need tissue next.
There's no more tissues and stuff. Is there any questions before I let you go?
Sorry.
What are you thinking? What are you thinking?
I'm just, I don't know. I wouldn't know why I'm crying. I'm not sad. So why am I crying?
That's what Islam
You've got
does.
no questions. There's nothing stopping you. Any?
No.
You know, we're gonna put this in the thumbnail now. No, joking.
Yeah, do it. No, you shouldn't. Woman tears up.
Women tears up talking about Islam.
So there's that. I'm gonna join you. I'm gonna be like, Robbie's crying as well. Robbie's crying.
To get tissue eyes.
Everyone's crying. Everyone's crying. No, not yet.
No, not today. Inshallah next week.
Yeah. Well, we're here every Saturdays.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no. Yeah, no. The conversation. We finished the conversation anyways. Yeah, and yeah. Yeah. Now yeah, I feel emotional now. Yeah. But on a positive note, look, alhamdulillah, it was a good conversation. I appreciate your time. We're glad.
Say something to the light, brother. So basically, we out here in Stratford.
Bro, I'm gonna speak to you in a moment, yeah? No, Jazakallah khair, sister, for your time. I appreciate the conversation. I'm glad that we was able to have this dialogue. I actually feel honored that I was able to kind of share the information and answer your questions.
Thank you so much. You explained everything so well.
Yeah, and forgive me if like I put pressure on you or offended you in any way.
No.
Yeah, and like I said, it's an open door. You've got the sister, you've got the number.
Yeah.
Keep in touch with the people, and just be proactive. And it's at your own pace. And from there, okay?
I guess all the Qurans have gone, haven't they?
Huh?
The Qurans have gone, haven't they?
Oh yeah, they have. Yeah.
That's why I came
Did
here
you
for
forget?
originally. Yeah.
Oh no.
Go on in the beginning.
No, because I came straight to you.
Oh, my
Next week,
apologies.
Yeah, it's fine.
Are you here next Saturday?
I can be.
Yeah, and you can even go to
Actually, I can't
Quran.com.
be. For my granddad's birthday.
Following Saturday, inshallah.
The
Yeah.
following Saturdays, you guys come down and I'll have a Quran for you. And yeah, for the time being, you can go to Quran.com. So it's online, you can read it on your phone.
English version.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
Quran.com, and you could get different translators. So,
Do they have like audiobooks of it?
yeah.
Can I listen to
Yeah. Like on podcasts, you can go through the English translation of it, or even the recitation of it. You know what I mean? But just for your information, Muhsin Khan, I think he does a really comprehensive, easy to understand translation. This is what it looks like, Quran.com.
We
There.
should put a photo of that.
Yeah. It's actually very handy.
So the one I do is Muhsin Khan, Dr. Muhsin Khan. You know what I mean? I like to have both of the translations, but that's
Okay.
me because I'm special. Yeah. Jazakallah khair, sister, for your patience. And yeah, may Allah bless you guys, because the fact of the matter is, look, she wishes good for you. That's why she's able to give this time, and she like dragged you by the elbow. You know what I mean? So associate yourself with good company. The Prophet ﷺ said, you're upon the religion of the company you keep. So in the sense that the company you keep is very important. You know what I mean? So if you're with someone who's hedonistic and living sinful, who has no moral code, you're going to naturally adopt it. You know what I mean? So she's a good sister, inshallah. And yeah, bismillah. Yeah, I'm going to let you go,
Okay,
sister.
can I ask you a question now? Okay, is it finished?
Yeah, we're done.
Cool.
We're not done, really. Go on. Ask your question.
That's what I'm thinking, like, this is what I'm saying.
No. So, yeah, sister, I'm going to leave it to you, yeah? We're here next Saturdays and to be continued.
Perfect.
Can I eavesdrop on what you're going to ask
No, I
her,
want to
though?
ask you.
Oh,
I wanna
yeah.
ask you,
Yeah, go
just
for it.
privately, in front of, not
Yeah.
in front of all the men.
Yeah.
I will say, sister, just one more thing, sister, right? If you know deep down that Islam is true, that there's none worthy to be worshipped in truth except Allah, and Muhammad, peace be upon him, is the messenger of Allah, you take that shahada. If you die upon that state, you know, God forbid, something happens to you,
Yeah.
there's a car crash, you know, you go to paradise. But now, if you know deep down that Islam is true, and you don't take the shahada, and Allah takes your soul away, what excuse can you give in front of your Lord? You know, your mother, your father, your friends will not be with you in the grave. How many people left home and they don't come back? This is the
No, I'm gonna cry.
I'm sorry to say, look, the thing is this, you know deep down that Islam is true. But you know the testification, the declaration of your faith, that will take you to paradise. If Allah decides to take your soul away, God forbid, you know, something happens to you, a car accident, Allah takes us, you know, in that state, you go to paradise. But if you leave from here, from Stratford station, and if Allah decides to take your soul away, you didn't take the shahada, what excuse can you give in front of your Lord? You know, you're going to be alone in the grave. There's paradise, there's hellfire. Now the proof is upon you. Now you know deep down Islam is true. I understand if you still have some doubts, you have some questions, but I know deep down you know Islam is true. Your mother, your father will not be with you in the grave. The only thing that counts in the grave is your deeds, your faith. You know the currency, money, pounds, dollars, that's not
Yeah.
counted. You know your deeds, your faith, your utterance of La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah, that will take you to eternal paradise.
What does that mean, by the way? Sorry, what you just said. La ilaha illallah Muhammad.
There is none worthy to be worshipped in truth except Allah, the Creator, the Provider, Maintainer of all creation. And then you say Muhammad is the Messenger of Allah. If you say that statement, yeah, if you leave it right, if you leave Stratford Station upon that statement, Allah takes your soul away, you're guaranteed paradise.
Wait, if you say that statement, you're a Muslim?
Yes, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah, we've said this. I've discussed this with you.
Yeah,
Remember,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
the that's the
Think about
testimony.
this. You have to think about this, madam. Yeah, you know there's an afterlife. There's hereafter. You know, as Muslims, we have to be honest with you. We give you good news, but we will also give you warning. The good news is that if you accept Islam, you know you go to paradise. But we're also here to warn you about the hereafter, that there is eternal hell.
Yeah.
That if you know deep down Islam is true, you don't take your shahada, you got no excuse. Now that the proof has been established against you. You know, Brother Ridwan, may Allah bless him. You know, he's explained to you about Islam
Yeah.
from the bare bones, right? Is there any issues that you have about Islam? Any doubts? You know, one thing I'll tell you before I let you go is that follow the truth. Yeah, follow the truth. If there is one God who deserves to be worshipped, there is no partners with him. If Prophet Muhammad is the messenger of Allah, then do you not think that paradise is true? Do you not think hell is true? If you believe Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, is the messenger of Allah, then rationally speaking, if he's telling you that paradise exists, hell exists, it must be true.
Yeah.
So think about your afterlife. If I was to ask you, you know, if you have 10 minutes to chase £2 million, you would do anything to chase that £2 million. But we're talking about eternal paradise. Why aren't you chasing after that? What's stopping you?
But I feel like
There's no compulsion. Allah says, La ikraha fi din. There is no compulsion in religion. But however, I feel like the proof is now against you. So imagine you're going to stand in the court of Allah, in the court of your Lord, on the day of judgment. What excuse can you give in front of Allah?
can't.
So you should take a shahada. Would you like to take a shahada?
Not right now.
Okay, no problem. No problem. May Allah, may Allah give you tawfiq, may Allah guide you. But do not procrastinate. If you know deep down Islam is true, take a shahada as soon as possible. But now,
Right now.
Because I feel like I just don't feel ready to do it right now.
okay, no problem. No problem.
You know that Islamist, yeah? You agree with Islam? Yeah. You agree with what Prophet Muhammad
Yeah.
Now let me give you one small analogy. Let's say, for example, you are in a ship, yeah? Yeah. And ship sank. Now you are on water, and there is a small boat come to you to save you. This small boat will come to you in 5 minutes or 4 minutes, yeah? You want 50 seconds? It's coming to you in 5 minutes. And you have a big ship is coming to you, but it will reach you after 5 hours. Which one you will take?
We're going to try and take the small boat.
Small. Why you didn't say it's not now? I have
Exactly.
to think. Why straight away I will take the 5 minutes. Same thing what you do when you know Islam is truth, why you delaying? Must be a reason why you delaying, not because you see when I told you the boat, no, I will take the 5 minute one.
Exactly.
Because now you know that is fact. I have to take the 5 minute one. If not, I will die. Same thing about Islam.
You know, your mother is not going to be with you in the grave. Your father is not going to be with you in the grave. Your friend here is not going to be with you in the grave. You're going to be alone. And Allah will ask you 3 questions. Allah will ask you, who is your Lord? What is your religion? Who is your prophet? If you can't answer any of these 3 questions, you know that you got to be scared. You know, there is an afterlife. You know deep down Islam is true. Do not procrastinate. Do not delay, because there's no guarantee that you will come out here alive.
Of course not.
So you should
I'm
take a
going to be
shahada.
honest with you. Right?
But it's up to you.
From the conversation, right?
Exactly.
I think she's expecting. Sorry, I don't even know your name.
Alicia.
Sister Alicia,
Nice to meet you.
Ridwan. Alicia is saying that look, she's kind of expecting this overwhelming emotional feeling, and I said to that, look, that's other people. Just because you've seen other people in your life, you've had this feeling, this emotion, it doesn't mean that you need to have that feeling and emotion. You just need to say out loud what you believe in your heart. But she's like,
for the sake of it. Sorry to cut you off.
yeah. What's the sake of what?
Like, because
The sake that is true, sake that you believe in it.
Yeah.
Because I'm saying, testify to what you believe. If you don't believe in it, don't say it.
Yeah.
If you disagree, because we've had a conversation and said, I've asked you this, you're okay with it, you agree with this, you agree with that. So I'm like, but your expectations is unrealistic. Like, the fact of the matter is, to be a Muslim is someone to testify to what you already believe. Does that make sense? The brother's speaking, and it wasn't like you've actually become more passionate. From the moments we've spoken, where it's like a bit, yeah, you're agreeing. Him, you're like, no, that's what I believe. This is what you believe.
Yeah.
So you're affirming everything with more conviction, more passion from the beginning of the conversation to now. And again, I don't want to make it cringe or awkward for you, but the thing is, I respect your decision, but there's no reasoning for the decision apart from, and you've affirmed this, that I don't want to. Why? What do you need? What's your criteria for you to testify to what you believe now? You don't even know that. Then you can procrastinate. Sorry, brother. Exactly. Then you can procrastinate because you haven't actually put a limit to, okay, this is what I need. Because my point is, look, read the whole Quran. Then at least make a smart plan that, look, this, once it meets these criteria, because even you mentioned, I'm a good listener, yeah? You mentioned, I'm going to speak to my mum. But then, even if your mum disagrees, it's not going to influence you. So then that's a non-point. Because you said it yourself. So then I'm thinking to myself, okay, what is it? So you need to think to yourself, okay, this is what I need. Or otherwise you could leave the conversation and 5 years down the line, Allah willing, if Allah extends your life for that long, you'd be like, oh yeah, I don't know, I still haven't got a reason. Because if you said, okay, this is my tick box, the minimum we could leave with a tick box, like this is what I want, and this, and then I'll become Muslim, then that's fine. But it's like, at the moment, it's like you're waiting for that feeling. You can't even describe the feeling, you don't even know what that feeling is. You're not that sister, you can't have the same passion that she had. The other sister who reverted near you, you're not her, you're not going to have that same passion, same emotion. So at the moment, what is the testimony is that saying in Arabic what you believe in your heart, that there's only one God worthy of worship. Yeah? And sent his messenger, the Prophet Muhammad, Khalas, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And you've already agreed with this. Does it make sense? You already affirmed the belief in God, the revelation of the Quran, the meaning of like the fact that God will send prophets and messengers. I mean, and you have already agreed to the final message of the Prophet Muhammad. You know what I mean? Because you haven't disagreed with any of his teachings. So it's like, yeah. But anyways, sister, fundamentally, like the brother said, I actually got more worried after I heard the brother speak. I'm actually worried for you now, because it's against you now. Because before you could have said, I didn't know, the message didn't come to me.
Exactly.
Does it make sense? Now the message has come to you, and you're of sound mind. You have intellect, and you're procrastinating. And the brother made a very, very fascinating point. That's like, what is that that's preventing you? There's some sort of illness in the heart. There's some sort of arrogance. There's some sort of, oh, I don't want to leave this bad habit, or I don't want to obey the commandments of God. You know what I mean? So, and I'm saying that there's nothing in your life which you need to leave immediately, or that's good for you, which you're going to leave. You're not going to regret it. And we're not even talking about leaving stuff. I'm talking about, look, testifying to what you believe and then taking proactive steps to increase the passion. Because you haven't read the Quran, but once you've read the Quran, it's going to blow your mind. Once you read about the Prophet Muhammad and his sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his biography, you're going to be like, look, this is a messenger. Like, you're going to affirm your belief as him sent by God more so. And sorry, Akhi, you want to say something?
No. I mean, you said everything that I wanted to say, but now you have to think about yourself. That look, you've analyzed, for example, you have a product, you're trying to search for a good phone, right? You did all of your due diligence, and then you make a decision, right? Now you have to make a decision about your afterlife. Are you Would you rather choose to accept the truth that will take you to paradise, or would you reject the truth and go to hellfire? That is your choice. But there's no force. It's up to you. But now the proof is that, as the Prophet said correctly, Allah says in the Quran, we do not punish a nation until we send a messenger. Meaning that once the message is conveyed to you, and you know black and white clear that Islam is true, there's no excuse.
How do you feel about this new information that's been given to you? How do you feel about what we've said? Not just in this last part in totality, like the point, and even when the brother was saying about the boat, does it make sense? Like when something good comes to you and you haven't negated that it's good for you, Islam is good for you, but you're letting it kind of leave you. But
we're not scared for you. We're actually scared for you now, because we're scared now that if you don't take your shahada, Allah will make us testify against you.
What does that mean for you guys?
It means that, because when you don't take your shahada, even though you know the truth and you die upon that state, Allah will ask you, didn't Brother Ridwan, didn't he come to you? Didn't he convey the message of Islam to you? And you know Islam is deep truth? You said yes. Allah said, why didn't you accept it? What excuse can you give? He will testify against you. And you don't want this. You want him to witness for you, not against you.
does it make sense? As in goodness,
sense, yeah?
to
that
say
makes
goodness.
Because
that
look, he's not getting paid. Do you get paid?
No.
You don't get paid. And there are many, many brothers and sisters that accepted Islam under him. Yeah, because they recognize the truth and they accept it. Now, obviously, you're gonna go through tests and trials. That's part of life. Allah says, this life is a test for the hereafter. Allah will test you with good and bad. But Allah has given you the decision. Look, you want to choose to go to paradise, you'll accept the truth. You want to choose to go to hellfire, you reject the truth. It's up to you. What I'm doing right now, I'm trying to give you a dose of reality. This life is not the only reality. The reality there's hereafter. So, be conscious of what decision. Would you rather go to paradise, eternal paradise, or would you rather to go to eternal hellfire? We would love you to go to paradise. We don't want you to go to hellfire.
A lot of what the brother is saying sounds like, he's talking about me going hellfire. The fact of the matter is, it's not if you don't take the shahada, you're going to go to hellfire. The fact of the matter is, you don't have the belief to go paradise. Your belief is going to lead you to hellfire. Does that make sense? Your lack of belief. Yeah? So the lack of belief is going to lead you to hellfire. So now, the only way to prevent yourself from going to hellfire is to testify to what you believe. Because it's not like, the brother, it's like, you could leave the conversation. Yeah? And that's fine. But then, like we've discussed previously, it just means that, look, if you die upon that, you can't say that, look, Ya Allah, I saw the finishing line, I agreed with everything. But then why didn't you just testify to what you believe? And there's something preventing you. And I tried to make excuses and said, it's satanic, but it might be like nafsi, it might be something like internal in regards to yourself. Does it make sense? Because I don't even think there's like a sin or anything that's preventing you. But again, sister, forgive us if we've gone into taking up a lot of your time. And you was true to your word. You're like, you got a lot of time. Which you do.
I do.
Which is good, mashallah.
All the time in the world.
But we need to actually be conscious that, look, you leave this conversation, and if Allah doesn't extend your life and something happens to you, then you had the opportunity, the message came to you, and then you left it, and then you're going to be questioning about that. You know what I mean?
Because there are many disbelievers. They come here, they listen. He gives da'wah, he invites people to Islam. But you know for sure that, look, they still need to do their own research. But you're different, because when he spoke to you, you agreed everything that he said. So there is no excuse for you now. But other people may have excuse because they never heard Islam before, and he just gave da'wah to them. I said, look, maybe I'll research. But I don't think you need to research anything further to know whether Islam is true or not.
No, she knows it's true. It's just,
knows it's true,
she can't testify to it. That's the only thing.
No worries. May Allah guide you.
Amen.
May Allah guide you to the truth.
And
But yeah, just have a think, and mashallah, you know, the brother wants what's good for you, and the sister here.
Yeah.
Keep asking the Creator. You don't want to call him Allah, you don't want to call, keep asking the Creator, like the Prophet Muhammad teach us. Ask, show me the truth is truth and help me to follow it. Show me the false is false and help me to stay away from it. Keep doing this dua.
Yeah.
Because it's Allah who guides. Our job is only to convey the message,
Yeah.
but guidance is in the hands of Allah. So if Allah wants to guide you, He'll guide you. If Allah doesn't want to guide you, then no one can guide you.
Yeah.
So
Because the guidance has only come from a willing from yourself as
Yeah,
that
yeah,
you want the guidance.
Yeah.
And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will guide you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
inshallah.
Thank you so much as
take care of
well.
yourself. Good night.
And to you guys, have a good evening.
what was the question you want to ask?
Oh, sorry.
Shall I give the mics back?
Yeah, please, yeah.